CM Punk wins his first WWE match in close to a decade last night at Madison Square Garden and cuts an interesting promo after the match. We've got highlights from his match against Dirty Dominik Mysterio as well as the promo in question. We've got the ratings for Friday's edition of SmackDown as well as Friday's edition of AEW Rampage. The finals of the men's NXT Breakout Tournament are complete. A big six-man tag team match has been confirmed for next week's NXT New Year's Evil special, and Noam Dar retains the NXT Heritage Cup. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about CM Punk wrestling once again inside of a WWE ring for the first time in close to 10 years. CM Punk made his in-ring return at WWE's live event in Madison Square Garden on Tuesday after a triumphant return at Survivor Series War Games. Punk faced off against former NXT North American champion Dirty Dominik Mysterio, and the former AEW World Champion was victorious in his first WWE match since January of 2014. Now, we've got some highlights of the match as well in question here, so we can show you quite an extensive look at how CM Punk's first match back inside of a WWE ring went, as well as a promo that he said to the crowd in New York City after the match.
this from my boy Uso back there. This is for all of you. I'll be honest, there's a little part of me that came here for me. But you guys are the high tide that raises all ships. You have carried me throughout my career to my greatest moments, and this is one of them. So I want you to look to your left, and I want you to look to your right. I want you to look at the people behind you. I want you to say hello to your neighbors. I want you to shake hands. We are all in this together. When I wake up in the morning, when somebody asks me how my day is, I say, hey, I woke up this morning. Everything else after that, I'm fortunate for. Every day I'm in this ring in front of all of you, I am fortunate for. I came back here to finish what I started. It starts tonight in the world's most famous arena in front of you, the greatest fans on earth. And I know I got stiff competition, but I'm here to finish what I started. And when I win the Royal Rumble and go on to main event WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to let you know that that isn't me finishing my story. That's just me getting started.
Now, Punk was not done making his thoughts known as the WWE cameras caught up with the former WWE champion after the victory, where he said, "King's back, best in the world." Now, when it comes to the MSG event as well last night, business is really booming for WWE right now, with the promotion reportedly setting an all-time record at the recent Madison Square Garden event. Fightful Select has reported that the December 6th live event at the iconic New York venue is the highest-grossing domestic non-televised event in the history of the promotion. Of course, as I mentioned, the show saw CM Punk wrestle for the first time since his return to WWE, defeating Dominik Mysterio. Of course, he's set to face Mysterio once again at a live event in California in the next few days. The report added that WWE has stated internally that the show was sold out, with WrestleTix revealing that over 15,000 tickets were sold for the show. Fightful has also revealed that the live event in Baltimore featuring the SmackDown roster was the highest-grossing non-televised WWE show in the region. The stacked card at Madison Square Garden featured the several of Raw's top stars, including the likes of Rhea Ripley, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch, and Cody Rhodes. Rollins and McIntyre closed out the show, where the former retained the World Heavyweight Championship. Finn Balor and Damian Priest retained their tag team titles against Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, while Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley defeated Ivy Nile and Shayna Baszler in a triple threat match. The Raw and SmackDown rosters have a string of live events lined up ahead of the new year. This week, SmackDown will air a best of show recapping the highlights of 2023 from the Blue brand, much like Raw did on Christmas Day. So what are your thoughts on CM Punk's return to the ring for WWE after seeing that highlight package there? Do you think he looked good? Do you think he looked bad? What are your thoughts about Punk? What are your thoughts about his promo? Where do you think his career is going to go in WWE in 2024? Now, we got the ratings for SmackDown this past Friday on Fox. Now, it was 3 days before Christmas when SmackDown last aired, and the show was up against it, both due to the holidays and the show having been taped the previous week. And whether those factors were related or not, it was a bit of a downtrend for SmackDown in the holiday season. WrestleNomics is reporting that SmackDown drew 2.108 million viewers, along with a 0.55 rating in the 18 to 49 coveted demographic. Now, total viewership saw a dip from the previous week, falling 6% from the 2.240 million viewers. Meanwhile, there was no change in the 18 to 49, with this week equaling the previous week's 0.55. While total viewership is down for SmackDown year over year in both Q4 and December at 6% and 8% respectively, the 18 to 49 is up in both categories by 3 and 2%. A positive sign for last week's SmackDown is the show started with strong interest, with quarter hour 1 drawing 2.320 million viewers and a 0.61 in the 18 to 49 for a promo segment featuring AJ Styles, LA Knight, Randy Orton and Nick Aldis. Alas, both served as the high points for the evening in each category, and viewership would drop to 2.135 million viewers and a 0.55 in the 18 to 49 in quarter hour 2. a range it would remain in for the majority of the show. Now, the low point would come in quarter hour 6 when a backstage angle involving the OC, videos featuring Logan Paul and Karrion Kross, and the beginning of Bobby Lashley versus Santos Escobar combined to draw 1.992 million viewers and a 0.50 in the 18 to 49. Interest would pick up, with the show ultimately closing with a respectable 2.105 million viewers and a 0.56 in the 18 to 49 for Styles vs Solo Sikoa, and a post-match angle involving Styles, Sikoa, the rest of the Bloodline, Knight, and Randy Orton. So let me know your thoughts about those ratings, those viewerships in the comment section below. Speaking of ratings, we've got the ratings for AEW Rampage on TNT this past Friday night as well. Now, according to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, Rampage drew 363,000 viewers. Now, this is up from the December 15th edition that drew 308,000 viewers on TNT. This is actually the highest total viewership for the program since the October 13 episode. In the key 18 to 49 demographic, Friday show scored a 0.10 rating. This is also up from the week prior that scored a 0.08 rating. The show featured El Hijo del Vikingo defeating Black Taurus to retain the AAA Mega Championship in the main event. Also, Orange Cassidy defeated Rocky Romero to retain the AEW International Championship as well. Now, a couple of bits and pieces from last night's episode of NXT on the USA Network as well. Let's start off talking about the men's breakout tournament because the finals are set. Now, earlier this year, Lola Vice won the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament, defeating Kalani Jordan. And now, after weeks of competition, the finals for the men's edition of the tournament are set. On last night's episode of NXT, Chase U's Riley Osborne defeated second-generation wrestler Lexis King thanks to a distraction from Trey Bearhill, whom King attacked and injured to take his place in the tournament. With Chase U cheering him on, Riley hit the Shooting Star Press to advance to the finals on the NXT Men's Breakout Tournament for NXT New Year's Evil on January 2nd. Osborne will face Obafemi. Femi advanced through a hard-fought victory over Tavion Heights. Heights put up the most competitive fight that Femi has faced thus far, but still found himself felled by the massive NXT superstar. Now, the men's breakout tournament is the first one since 2021, which was won by former NXT champion Carmelo Hayes. Of course, New Year's Evil will be next week on the USA Network. And speaking of that show, we've got a big six-man tag team match that has been announced for New Year's Evil as well, featuring a lot of main roster talent. On last week's NXT, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde saved the NXT North American champion Dragon Lee from a beatdown by the no-quarter catch crew, and now the LWO members are backing up their associate once again. On last night's NXT, Drew Gulak and the No Quarter Catch crew challenged Lee to a six-man tag team match at New Year's Evil on January 2nd. Del Toro and Cruz said they'll fight alongside Lee, who has been associating with the LWO since November, when he agreed to step in for an injured Carlito in Carlito's match against Santos Escobar at Survivor Series. Lee was unsuccessful against Escobar, but the LWO stood by Lee's side ever since. Dragon Lee has been the NXT North American champion since earlier this month, when he stepped in for an injured Wes Lee to defeat then-champion Dominik Mysterio at NXT Deadline. It is the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion's first reign with the title. As I mentioned, New Year's Evil is going to be next week. And finally, we did see some title action last night on NXT, but no title changes. 2 weeks ago, Josh Briggs scored a pinfall on NXT Heritage Cup champion Noam Dar during a mixed six-person tag team match. Following his victory, Briggs laid out a challenge for Dar to defend his NXT Heritage Cup championship against him in a bout that was later made official for last night's episode of NXT. Despite Brooks Jensen and Fallon Henley's offers to accompany him to his title match, Briggs insisted that he set out on this challenge by himself. Once the action unfolded, Briggs found himself with a 1-0 lead heading into the third round of the competition. Briggs' early efforts were later rendered useless, however, as Dar's Metaphor stablemates provided a pivotal interference in the fourth round. With the referee busy tending to Dar, Lash Legend smashed a bucket over the back of Briggs. When Shakara Jackson then tried to distract the referee in the corner, Briggs seized possession of the bucket and delivered a shot to Dar's back. Unfortunately for Briggs, the referee caught him in the act, and as a result, Briggs was immediately disqualified, and Dar was named the winner of the match and retained his title. Since beginning his third reign as the NXT Heritage Cup champion in August, Dar has secured successful title defenses against the likes of Chad Gable, Akira Tozawa, and Butch, in addition to Briggs as well. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.